Hello, I am back with Knitting 24/7 to do a little reporting back on what I've been working on and how it is going. The first thing that I started was the modern pillow on page 43. I did a little swatch in the round here, and this is going to be steeked. Haven't actually done steeking before, so I actually put that off a little bit, which I guess is a little ironic. I didn't check the width. I used this as my swatch to figure out if this yarn would work, which actually brings me to my first thing that I have not loved about the patterns in this book. It turns out that all of the yarn suggestions do not include the weight of the yarn. So it doesn't tell me whether it's a worsted weight or a DK or super bulky or anything like that. It does give me the exact name of the yarn, so I probably could Google it and figure it out that way, but I have found that to be a bit annoying as I've been trying to use my own stash to do some of these projects. But my first attempt with this yarn did give me results that I feel pretty good about. At least the height was very similar to what she was recommending for the pillow. And I also decided that if it turns out to not quite fit an actual pillow form, that I'll just stuff it or create my own. So I also decided that this would be a great project to take with me on an airplane. I started it. I've got my handy dandy double or two pair of circular needles going on here. I have a little video that explains how I do this part. And I got some yellow yarn attached. But I have this ready to go, and I think this is a good project. It's not going to take up too much space, just these two balls, and I can take it on the plane and make some good progress on that while I am traveling. The next thing that I started working on were the Arrowhead Kneesocks. And I don't actually have enough sock weight yarn to do this whole pattern, but I did test out the actual stitch repeat and pattern. And one of my friends in my knitting circle, she was commenting that this is probably a solid yarn pattern, and I agree with that. Doing this, it's not that you can't see them at all, but the stripes kind of distract from the actual pattern. So I am now on the hunt for some solid sock weight yarn that I could do with this pattern. And I'll probably re-swatch it just to make sure the needles work okay, but I really do like it. I don't know if you can see that little stitch definition there, but I am enjoying that. The third thing that I am working on is the Leafy Knot Clutch from page 57. This is one, actually I left this one just off screen. I did 2 test swatches for this. So I have this yarn. I'm not actually sure what material this yarn is made out of, but I thought that it could be a cool yarn for a bag. However, when I knit it up, I feel like it's hard to see the actual pattern. And it was a little bit smaller than what they were recommending for this pattern. So I did it again with a thicker yarn. And I liked the way that it looked a little bit better. I also like this particular yarn has a little bit of a shine to it. And since this pattern is a little bit of an elegant clutch, I decided that the shine in the yarn would be fun. And I agree with the final product. I like the way that it turned out. I think that it's really cute. I'm still not sure how I feel about the different sized handles. I think the idea is that the small handle goes over the long one. That's not actually clearly defined, but from the pictures, that's what I'm assuming happens. So you can put it, if it was more full, if it actually had stuff in it, that would help it fill out a bit more. The one piece that I have not done yet is do a crochet edge around, which she suggests doing, and I think that will help finish it and make it look a little bit neater. The last project that I've already started from this book is the Ropes and Ladders Headband from page 109. This was actually the first one that I started the swatch for, and the first time I realized it did not say at all what size of yarn they used. So I picked this worsted weight yarn and did the suggested swatch, and it is quite a bit bigger than what they recommend, and I felt like it was a little too wide. Obviously, you can adjust things like this as long as you like it, but for me, I just thought that that was a little too wide for a headband for what I was looking for. So then I found some smaller yarn and did a swatch from that. I did like the way that this one turned out quite a bit better. It was still a little bit wider than I wanted it, so I decided that I was going to drop down a needle size. You can see that it is quite a bit smaller than the first swatch I did, but still was wider than I actually wanted. So when I dropped down an additional needle size, it gave me what I was looking for. Then once I had the needle size figured out, I was able to actually do the pattern. So this one is 90% done. How many people get stuck at about 90% done on more projects than you want to admit to? Go ahead and give a little shout out in the comments for all of us who have our mostly finished projects. So this just needs some weaving in of ends. And then I do have these buttonholes. So I do need to put buttons on the other side. And this was my second thing that I didn't love about the projects or the pattern so far. These buttonholes are pretty small. So I don't know if the buttons that are in the pattern or in the book that they show are much bigger than what I feel like would fit through here. So I'm not sure if she has a slightly different technique that I didn't understand from what she was saying or what, but it's looking like I'm gonna have kind of small buttons. But I do like those extra strings there. I do like the way it turned out. I think it is a fun size, and I am looking forward to having those buttons on and being able to wear it. I hope you enjoyed this little project recap. And I'm curious if there are any of them that you liked the most or that inspired you to want to do something of your own. Go ahead and share anything in the comments below, and stay tuned for some additional videos as I bring some projects to 100%, and also I will definitely give a report back when I am back from my trip and how things went with the pillow in travel. As always, happy knitting!